Welcome back everybody, Chris Bricks here, and today we have a new build. This will be our first build of November, and last week we had our October special, our nice Halloween edition. The intro, the outro, the music, I tried to pick something a little creepier, to get you in that Halloween mood. Of course the set was complete opposite because look, it was an adorable black cat and an adorable looking mouse, so not creepy at all. But still fit the vibe because we have pumpkins, it was kind of fall-like, black cat, we own a black cat, gives that Halloween spirit right there. Now, as far as sets go, that was a fun set. I really enjoyed building it. Pretty quick, about 37-ish minutes, and definitely a nice little accessory for this time of year. So if you don't have it, and you find it out in a thrift shop because it hasn't been on sale since 2022, I would say get it for your collection. Well worth it. I enjoyed it. And this is coming from a guy who mostly builds automotive sets and spaceship sets, things like that. So last week we gave you this hint. And if you were able to guess that engine sound, I applaud you, because I would not have been able to do that. So, without further delay, what was making that sound? That's right, the McLaren F1 LM. That was the cold startup on that, with a little bit of engine running. It doesn't sound anything like you'd expect. You'd think something a little more exotic, but that sound was pretty raw from that engine. And that's right, this is a 2-for-1 set. So we're going to be splitting it up into two videos, one dedicated to the F1 LM and then the Solus GT. I'm pretty sure Solus. Yep, Solus GT. And the reason I got this set, A, I asked for it, someone got me as a gift, but two, mostly for the McLaren F1. Let's be honest, I wanted this added to my collection, but it was a package deal. You had to get this with that. So, worth it in my opinion. Of course, it's in orange. Great choice. Love it. It's 581 pieces, which isn't too bad at all. Which kind of actually surprises me, being that they're 2-car sets. So I'm guessing the Solus probably is a little bit lacking on the number of pieces. But, because with some of the other Speed Champions, they're like 300 plus pieces. But, we'll see. On the back, we got some nice views of your vehicles driving through the country, over here on the racetrack. I think it would have been cool if they did a real F1 LM picture here. It looks computer generated. This one obviously is computer generated, but it would have just been cool to get a real picture of an F1, even a landscape real F1 LM out here. One of those kind of dream cars for me that are tens of millions of dollars. But I'm looking forward to this build. Let's open the box. All right, the box is open, and I'm kind of surprised. You actually I haven't done one of these 2-car sets yet. This is my first one. I know I'm behind the times, but you get 2 separate books. I thought maybe it'd be one large book separated into the 2 builds, but that means you get to choose. So I'm definitely building the F1 first. That's going to be the first video that you're going to see. And this is actually bags 3 and 4. So they want you to build it last. I don't care, Lego. I'm building it first. And then the next week, we'll get to the Solus GT. Now looking through these, each of them have 2 bags. The Solus GT looks like a lot less pieces than the F1 build, and you could easily tell them apart because all the orange pieces left over from Halloween and the not so orange pieces from the Solus GT. One thing the Solus does have an advantage of, stickers. Only 7 stickers. I think this is an adequate amount for stickers for any set that Lego comes out with. 7 or less, I'm happy with that. The F1 has a few more. Not a ton more, but it does have a few more. I was kind of like 7 or less is best. We'll go with that, right? But so we do have some sticker time. Like I always wonder is whenever I see the body color on the stickers, I'm always curious how well does it match up. On some of the Ferraris, it didn't quite match. Like the stickers were a brighter, more metallic color, so they kind of stood out a little bit on the cars. But we'll see how this orange sits. Both books, yeah, same kind of thickness. Shouldn't be too bad. And without further delay, let's build. Bag 1, well, technically bag 3, but bag 1 of the McLaren F1 LM build is done. You're looking at about 22 minutes and 5 seconds for this. There's a decent amount of pieces, as you can see. Not too bad. Good. A couple spare taillights also for you. And it took me a hot minute to pay attention to what was going on with the interior, because you're building this, and because the car is so compact, you forget that the McLaren F1 had 3 seats, with the center seat being the driver. And it didn't click to me. I'm just putting it together. And then once I saw this seat right there, I'm like, oh, that's right. And you could see in the back, we got 2 more seats for 2 more friends. I am curious if a Lego figurine would fit in each one. It's a little tight, I don't think so, but that'd be really cool if you could put 3 minifigs in here and have them cruise around in McLaren F1. But overall, really cool. Interesting ways how they lock down the doors. These little pieces connect right there. It's hard to see, but they snap in and then they come down and click. Cool little feature there. I also like the back. And these black lines are not a sticker. I had one set recently where you had to put a sticker on a little thin piece like that, and I absolutely hated it. Thank you, Lego, for printing that out. The only sticker for this whole bag was just the back, you'd say grill with the badging. Pretty straightforward. So that means all of these ones are for bag 2/4 for the McLaren F1. And then, of course, can't forget Logan. This is our driver of the McLaren F1. Why not? If we're giving the female minifigs names, we might as well give the men too, right? So, Logan here is waiting for his McLaren F1 to be done. And then we'll go ahead and name the next guy or girl. I haven't seen what the minifig looks like for the next one, but he's waiting for his car to be done. So let's move on to bag 2. So step number 58, get a little triangle piece like this. I noticed in the sets that carry this piece, because I've seen this piece in other sets before, they always have you do a single little block here to go ahead and fill it out. Well, why don't you just fill out the whole piece? Every time I see one of these pieces, that's the step, is to add one of the same color to kind of fill it in and give it that look. Instead of, creating the piece, why don't you just fill it in there? Maybe I could save you a few dollars having to print out all those extra pieces or produce all those extra pieces. But, tell me in the comments, have you run into this piece where you haven't had to put this little thing here? Because every time I run into it, that's what happens. I just fill it in. Don't know why it's not just one piece. I know, that's a weird rant to have, but... And 2, sticker situation. Obviously, tons of stickers. It's almost every other step has a sticker in bag 2/4 for the set. But the orange is definitely a different orange. Far away, it doesn't look too bad, but when you actually get it in the light and kind of look at it, it is more orangey and metallic than the actual color of this kind of, just plain orange Lego piece. So that kind of answers that. Far away looks good. Up close, you can really tell the difference between the 2 shades. But that's just my 2 cents on this piece and the stickers. For step 94, they're going to have you put on these 2 little stickers right here for like the turn signals, because eventually this is going to be the headlight setup. They don't tell you to put them on until this is all assembled like this. And maybe I got fat fingers, but these little tiny stickers are not the easiest to put on when you have this entire thing you're holding. So after putting it on completely crooked with it assembled, I just recommend take this off, have a smaller piece, that way you can angle it a lot better and get it to set on there. That's what I would recommend. if you're using tweezers or something like that, you may not have to worry about that. But if you're just using your fingers, placing them on, it's easier to take it apart, put them on, and then reassemble. That's just my 2 cents. Our McLaren F1 LM is done. Now, this bag took a little bit over 26 minutes with a total time of just over 48 minutes for this entire build. And I have to say, this is a good looking Speed Champion. The orange really pops. Love the orange on it. I also like how the car actually looks. It looks really good. It looks like a McLaren F1, including that nice little detail of the center seat. And guess what? Logan's wearing his hair, and we got it pretty flush. Now, as you can see, if he got in any kind of accident, he'd be in trouble because his head's right up on that windshield, but at least the windshield and roof fit. But this is a good looking car. This is a really good set. Even if you don't like the other one or not looking forward to the other one, which honestly, I'm not as much. I wanted this set because of this specific Speed Champion. This makes it all worth it. This is really good. And one detail I really like, which I know you're probably sick of hearing this from me, but look at this. Clear headlights. Instead of them opting for just you putting a sticker or something on there, they use clear pieces for the headlights. And I think that really makes a difference on these cars. Any chance they have to make actual headlights or taillights out of the clear pieces, it just takes it to another level. Unlike you could see the Valkyrie right there, which I like the look of it, the Valkyrie. It was a fun build, but man, I hate the headlights on it. It's just a flat sticker on a piece. When they could have done something like this, I think that would have been so much more improved for that one over there. But overall, great build. I really enjoyed this one. And this will be a nice part of the collection. I really do like it. And not just because I'm an F1 fan. This is just a good looking one. Let me know what you thought of it. So next thing we're going to build is the McLaren Solus GT, which was part 2 of this set. And according to the instructions, it's actually bags 1 and 2. They wanted you to build it first and then save this best for last. I don't know, that's why I think best for last. But we decided to build this first because I was excited for this. So, for next week's video, we're going to be finishing that one in this 2-piece set. So there will be no hint because you already know what it is. But either way, we'll let you know how long it takes to build that. And at the end of that video, we'll give you a total time on how much it took to build both of these vehicles. Now, if you like this kind of content, if you like seeing these kind of speed builds, if you like seeing the final product, kind of giving my take, hit that subscribe, like it, comment on it, hit me up on Instagram. I'm always there. I'm checking it out every day, and we're always getting new followers, which is great. And it's also great to hear back from some of you that watch my videos that have questions or comments, or should I get this set? Hey, I'm running into this problem with it. What did you think? And I always like answering those because it makes you feel good to connect with your audience and also provide them with some, useful tips. It's always fun building Legos. It's something that I've always loved, and ever since I was a kid, and even to this day, being a 40-year-old dad with a full-time career, this is relaxing. This is fun for the most part. We know that Destiny's Ghost build was not fun and not relaxing and nothing nice about it, except for it looks good after you super glue all the pieces together. But, Legos are just fun. It's a great community. A lot of people support each other in it. And if you like this channel, come support me as well. And until next week, keep building.